Alright everybody, well I got more clips of the Fort of the Damned. This time around we got more stuff from the actual event. Right now I'm sailing with Scott as the Eye of Horus 2, and Luke's going to be playing Melvin Brave 69. Yeah, we're bringing our way through the event with great fashion. Right here's an opening clip of I tried to dance, but my character kind of froze in fear of being judged by others, and just kind of stands around. So here in this clip we're just sailing up to the fort. We're going to check if there's any flames at the fort before we go around and collect them ourselves. I just pulled out the spyglass to take a look around, and it did this on me. It pulled a quick one on me. It decided to go full on vertical, but only from my point of view. Everyone else is just fine and dandy. I look normal as always. And so we make it to the fort, and at our 6 o'clock at the unnamed island we see a sloop. They have a non-friendly flag up, so we just decided, you know what, they might just not bother with us, but we do need that pink flame as there were no flames lit in the Fort of the Damned, so we need to go around and collect all 6 ourselves. We currently have the purple one because I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the one for the team and bite the dirt as a snake bites me. So plan is go chase them down, and so we did. So here I am dying. We chased them from the island that we just saw them at, the unmarked island, and we chased them all the way up to Isles of Last Words. We hit them. We ended up catching up to them, harpooning them because they were sailing directly into the wind. So us being the brig, we were faster. We caught up to them, and we harpooned onto the back of their boat. I sword dashed forward, missed the ladder the first time, but came back up, grabbed the ladder as I overshot the boat. And I got onto the ship, and he diced me up like an onion in a chef's kitchen. So here we are sailing into the storm. It was right next to where we got the pink flame, and we got the white flame now. Look how fast that was. Isn't that time efficient? Scott decides to take one for the team, and ka-choo, his way out of existence. But yeah, it has to be close to the world record of how fast you've gotten the white flame entering the storm. The wheel didn't start turning until I believe the clip started. Don't quote me on that. You saw the evidence for yourself. So here we are on the fort. We gathered all the flames together, and so we gave Luke the skull because he's never done this before, and so I know what's going to happen. So I get out of dodge, but Luke's fully unaware of what's going to happen today. He didn't even know this existed before he got to my house today, and so he puts the skull onto the skeleton, and we will begin what I like to call happy hour. So here we are, just taking a walk around town, getting the event done. I see that I need the white flame, so I grab it while I still can. Flash one of them, and just so happens to be a skeleton with a gunpowder barrel. Spawns right underneath the one I was slashing. Was he visible? No. Did he blow up? Kind of. You saw the evidence for yourself. So right now we got 2 going on. We got the purple and the white skeletons coming out of the gate. I watch Scott's back here. I'm on a sliver of health. Like, you know, if you cut your pizzas into 18 slices, that's about how much one slice looks like at that point in time. And that last slice of pizza dwindles down to nothing, and I end up fighting the dirt, trying to save the skin on Luke's back. I didn't have the red flame, so it was kind of hard to do. But valiant effort nonetheless. Either you die a hero or you live long enough to not be a hero. So here I am blunderbussing Grey Marrow square in the lockjaw. Perhaps it was effective. Who's to say? He's a skeleton. He doesn't really feel pain anymore. So here we are, just walking around looking for more calcium. Luke's on the crow's nest right now, looking for his pot shots to take. Scott there blows up in a valiant effort of pizzazz. I'm surprised a big splash of gravy didn't come over everyone's screen as large as that main is. So here I am missing my first cannon shot. I go back to the boat after these messages. Alright, welcome back. So here I am on the boat. Luke's still up in the crow's nest. I'm going to try to cannon shot myself back onto the island to get myself back into the thick of things. So up I go past the trees, and I make it to Grandma's house because I'm epic like that. Dust off those shoulders and pretend like nothing ever happened. So we find Grey Marrow again, me and Scott around back of the fort this time around. Luke's still trying to take his pot shots, able to hit 90% of his shots today. He's doing a real work out there on that boat. So I ring around the rosy, got my pockets full of posy, and give him a few shotgun double whammies to the backside. Scott there, just full frontal action going on. And that'll be the end of that chapter in this story today. He bites the dust, quite literally, and then he turns into dust. Scott grabs that key, and we start looting the place for everything we can pick off its bones. I'm just up here scouting the perimeter, making sure we're not going to get ganked by anybody out there. And yeah, it looks like coast is clear, and so we go down and just start rumbling like it's Friday night at the Thunderdome. So Scott's yelling, "Don't shoot anything," but I decide in the spirit of Halloween, I'm going to run in here and just full-on blunder blast the floor. It gives him a little bit of a scare, and he has to go change his pants here promptly after. So right now, we're just out here standing on the edge, waiting for Scott to harpoon us. There, he gets me first because I'm privileged like that. And yeah, that's going to be our story of pretty much 90% of the loot we get onto the boat is just going to be harpooning back onto the boat. Here, after going into the next clip, I get voted to be on permanent harpoon duty because I took one of the massive gunpowder barrels down with us. And I don't know what I hit here, but I think I hit the ladder there. I just ricochet off into the abyss of nothingness. The storm did hit us quite out of nowhere as soon as we finished off our fight. I don't know if this is a common thing or not, but it sure was common for us. Scott there getting struck by lightning, as he is a smooth criminal. So here I am just waiting the storm out, just thinking to myself, how did I get in this situation? And I remembered I agreed to play this game earlier on that day. So there's the story of how I got into this situation. So I hit Scott first because he's my favorite, and then I hit Luke a second time around because he's my best favorite. He's just a little bit out of reach, so I told him to sidestep to the right 4 times, and then he does so, and a perfect shot 2 for 2 on these double whammies coming at you out of your television screen currently. So the storm does pass, and at this point we figure, you know what, it's pretty safe. Let's just start bringing all the gunpowder barrels out, and we're going to have a little bit of a black powder party out here on the boat. So Scott and Luke go up, grab him. I hit him with a harpoon to get him back quicker, and we just have rip-roaring and scoring time. That one was quite nice. Hit the mid-air jump shot out of nowhere from downtown. Alright, so here we are leaving the fort. So I hear the boat's about to come up on the left side. I'm so fully confident that I start looking for it already. We decide we're going to head north to sail to Daggertooth. And I can't seem to find where this skeleton ship is at. I know for certain it's coming up on the left. Here Luke's freaking out because he just wet himself and he needs a change of pants. But we use that as fuel in this day and age, so we just start lighting them up like a cigarette, and out comes the Meg. Decides she felt a little lonely, so she's coming out to have a little bit of a party with us. And so we're just going to town on the galley, and we pull up right next to them as we get a few holes on them, hoping to get a hole ourselves. Right there in front of us at our 1 o'clock is a rock. Good thing we hip-checked that boat, or else we probably would have made contact with it. Scott jumps off with a gunpowder barrel, blows it up from the bottom deck, and so he's in the afterlife now, needless to say. Luke's down below patching up, and I decide to take a few pot shots trying to keep them off the cannons, but in doing so I'm completely ineffective in my shots. But I do get a few nice ones off into the mid-deck, trying to keep them off from repairing it, at least. So until Scott gets back, I try to run the show best I can, getting us close to them so they can't really, you know, make an effective shot at us with their cannons. I mean, it is a 4-to-2 shot ratio coming out of the gate. If you look at the 2 crews manning these 2 boats, they have a collective crew of 16. Meanwhile, us on the other hand have 23. Scott counting as the 20, and me and Luke each counting as our own 1.5 men. So here I am using the harpoons to the best of my ability, keeping us within range of paling distance. As we have a few holes down underneath, we're just going to pale from our boat into theirs. In my opinion, that's the best way to take them out. So here we finish them off. I drop the anchor to stop our momentum so we can keep track of where the loot's going to pop up. There's the ship as it goes down, and Meg just saying hello once again. We're in a tango with her here shortly. So here Scott's out there getting that loot. I'm a little low on health, but that's not important right now. I'm just trying my best, doing a really poor job at my harpooning skills, except that I'm epic, and the 3rd time is the try. If you go any farther past the 3rd try, you're just lame. So Shark Boy's coming up without Lava Girl this time around, giving us a nice 3 holes in the front right of the boat. And I'm right there ready for action with the board, snapping into those boards like I'm snapping into a Slim Jim. So here I am taking my own shots, just going full on frontal force with the cannons, just trying my best to take out the Meg, biting one of Scott's bullets there out of midair, spitting it back out and saying, "No way, Jose, that's mine." Just grabbing a few more balls to throw out there. Scott getting a few shots of his own. Luke over there with the sniper rifle, just going to town best he can. In my opinion, the sword is the most effective way to take out the Meg. If you're looking for an expert's opinion, harpooning it is also an effective method. I don't know how I didn't get this shot right here. I feel like I was cheated out of death or something like that. But the first one was quite fun. It was a short-lived moment, but it was glorious while it lasted. Let's get our few shots off where we can. I believe Luke was the one to take the final shot with the sniper rifle out of our 5 o'clock, and that will be the end of that one. I pick up the accommodation for the grade 4 of taking out the regular Hungary one, and we pick up the loot. I'm blaming all this missed harpoon shots on lag. The first one wasn't successful, but the second one I got the cup with it. And the third one, pick up a nice old Scott out of the ocean, and the fourth one being the final piece of loot. So 3 out of 4, not too bad on the ratio for shots on that harpoon. Not quite like I was back in my glory days where I was 110% on my shots. Even the ones I didn't take, I would hit. So we're going to continue our conquest back up north. We're going to go through the rocks of the Shipwreck Bay in hopes to cut down our travel time to 3 years rather than 10. So we're just going to sail through here, hit Daggertooth, and start selling. So here we are with a pristine parking job. Can't get much closer than that, quite literally. I'm trying my hardest to get a few harpoon shots. There's not a crossbeam there, even though there should have been. But I hit the walkway. I hit the catwalk there. And we're going to slowly tow our way downtown like Charlie Brown once did. Any minute now. And we're hitting light speed. We're hitting hyperdrive. Oh man, we're going so fast. I think we're going to go into plaid soon. Scott broke my line, so the harpoon gods make him spaz out and just phase through existence into the next plane of reality. So in attempts to just sell as much as we possibly can, we're just gonna, sell everything. But before we completed that one, a white-sailed galleon comes sailing towards us. We're not very scared. Me and Scott are both on the boat. We're fully capable of handling a situation like this. But I say, hold my beer, I got this one. So I jump down with a gunpowder barrel and start swimming towards the giant rock that they were sailing towards. So as I get up to the rock, they kind of veer to the left a little bit and decide to avoid any contact with human presence. I think they had a little bit of an anxiety problem, but that's completely relatable. And they just kind of keep going. At this point, I'm decided, you know what? I've committed to this role. I'm going to Michael Phelps my way out into their boat and just go ham on them. But Michael Phelps inside of me just decided to take a bit of hit the snooze on that alarm, and I wasn't quite able to catch up with them. They ended up sailing their way down to Shipwreck Bay without any stoppage in their tracks. So I decided, you know what? Fly home, buddy. I work alone. And so I flew home into the boat, and I didn't get the satisfaction of lighting off this barrel. Scott tried to take a few shots at me. I gave him a quick old dirty look, and he quickly cowered back down into the depths of the sea, as a fat man would. So here I am cannoning onto the island, trying my hardest to get up to the equipment shop. But in doing so, I do in fact impale myself, and needless to say, that was a bad morning. So I bought myself a nice new dapper clothing. Scott did as well. But Scott decided, you know what, he's gonna go for the girl clothing I was added in last update. So he got himself a nice skirt and a nice tube top. Styling that mohawk along with the beard that probably grizzly bears will be jealous of. But I think having the sights that we've seen today, none of us are going to sleep very soundly tonight. Anyway, so we finished up all of our selling and we decide, you know what, we have a few more things that we do need to sell that we can't sell at the outpost, which are the fish and kraken and meg meat that we have from any fishing that we've done, any boats that we've looted, or any shipwrecks that we've also looted. So we decide, let's sell our final ritual skull and head up to the wild treasures store and just go ham with all the things that we need to sell, just making a quick extra bang for our buck. So to pass the time, Luke doing his favorite thing ever and decides to go fishing for a bit. He's got a real wrangler out there on the line. It's so big that it's bigger than any fish you've ever possibly seen in existence. The fact that Luke's staying on the boat is a feat in itself. You can just see the amazing technique in Luke's ability to pull this fish in, and that's bigger than, I believe, half the planets in the solar system. That fish was so massive it could feed at least 8 tribes of African kids for 3 years. Alright, so here we are at the sea post. We're going to sell any meg meat that we had. I believe that Sun Wrecker was our biggest catch of the day. Actually, I don't know. What was that 4,500 that was just sold? Oh, it was the Ruby Splash Tail. Of course, Luke's biggest and finest catch of the evening. Really putting it all out there. And Scott just out here on the docks, just taking pot shots. The man of the hour, just really honing his skill with the pistol. That one was a warning shot. He was just trying to make sure everyone was ready and aware of the situation that was at hand. And there we see him at his finest hour, takes down the wicked mass that we needed to sail away from this island. So we are stuck here permanently, and we're going to begin our new life surviving off solely fish and anything else we can possibly catch at the time. So here Luke is accepting fate as is, and he's going to catch himself a nice big whopper, the Seafoam Splash Tail Trophy Edition. Just going to bring it in. Just magnificent technique from Luke here, just lifting with his legs, and yeah, making sure his eyes go for his ease, and quite proud of himself. This one's his biggest ever. He's going to make his magnificent walk back onto the boat, He's making his magnificent swim back to his boat in pride and joy. So here we see Scott in his full glory, just looking like Mr. Potato Head that grew his own arms and legs and didn't have to be attached by some sort of plastic material. Scott did decide to do his own makeup today and wore his white mascara and face mask. He's just going for the prettiest schoolgirl in the yard, and I believe he accomplished what he was going for. He's got those nice black tights on, really showing off those curves. Luke decides he has enough and kills himself. Alright, now going into our final clip here. If you're scared of heights, you may want to look away. We're just playing around with the broken mast, thinking about repairing it. Scott and Luke down there just pulling it up, and decides, you know what, let's just put them on a ride. So indeed they do. Up and down I go. I vomited already 7 times just watching this. If you are squeamish, do look away. I'm just a very silent vomiter. I'm a professional whenever it comes to commentary. That one knocking me off, I decided to take a little dip in the kiddie pool that is the ocean. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.